Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical and the Dream Rifle Build Series. This is episode 2. Last week I introduced this build series with this. This is the American Defense Manufacturing UIC fully ambidextrous lower receiver. This lower is awesome. It's got a bolt catch and release on both sides. It's got a mag release on both sides. And it's just really well machined. It's a billet lower, beautifully finished, integrated trigger guard, tons. It's just feature rich. It's a fantastic lower. But today we have parts. Parts from Geissele, parts from Radian, parts from B5 Systems, and parts from Forward Controls. Like I said, this build I'm going to spare no expense. I'm going to use exactly what I want and build exactly the rifle that I want. So today, we're going to install these lower parts in this ADM UIC lower. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any other episodes of this build series. And let's get started. So as I said in episode 1 of the build series, this is the kind of build that I've always wanted to do, but it's always been hard to justify the expense. Well, what I've realized after building some other ones is that, in hindsight, there are certain parts that I'd wished I'd used, and by no means am I unhappy with any of the builds that I've done. They all work great, and they do exactly what they're meant to do. But I kind of want to have a Gucci AR, a really nice one, with really high quality parts, and so that's what we're doing this time. And so if it does take a little longer to acquire all the parts, it is what it is, but I also have credit cards. I've got a OD Green EOTech on the way right now. But I'm doing this whole build. It's gonna be black receivers, OD Green for a lot of the other stuff. My daughter actually picked out the color. I've done a lot of things in flat dark earth, as you can see. I felt like an OD Green build made sense, and so did she. So what we're going to install today is the B5 Systems Type 23 pistol grip. This thing has really good texture and a great ergonomic grip angle to it. The Geissele SDE, or Super Dynamic Enhanced Trigger. I really like these Geissele flat trigger blades, or just flat trigger shoes in general. I've got the Geissele SSP on my 300 Blackout, and it does have the same shaped trigger shoe, and it's fantastic. The SDE is a 2-stage Geissele trigger with a very light first stage, very light second stage, total like 3.5 pound pull with the combined first and second stage, and it's just a fantastic trigger. It's basically the same trigger as their SSAE, or Super Semi-Automatic Enhanced, but with a flat trigger shoe. Then we're also going to install the Radian Talon ambidextrous safety. I put this on all of my ARs. I really like the 45-degree throw, and it's really just nice and smooth. It has great operation. And then I do have, of course, the OD Green EPC from Forward Controls. I don't have the upper yet, so we won't be installing that part today, but we will take a look at it. So there are a couple things about this ADM lower that I actually forgot to mention in the first episode. I was so focused on the ambidextrous controls that I didn't mention some of the other things about it. For one, the machining on it, it just looks fantastic. I love the standard mil-spec look, but something with a little bit of personality, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It also has a very good flared magwell, which should make reloads faster and easier. And you can see that it's just overbuilt. It's just thick in the areas that matter. It feels very solid. And the other thing too is it does have this tensioning screw, so that no matter which upper receiver you go with, you can tighten that screw up to it once it's locked in with your pins there, and have absolutely no play between your upper and your lower, which is nice. When you're building a Gucci AR build, you don't want it to be all rattly. So what do we got today? We have the Geissele SDE, the Radian Talon, and the B5 Type 23. So let's do a little bit of unboxing here. So this B5 Systems Type 23 grip is a great grip. It has really, really aggressive texture on it, so you can really hold on to your rifle really well. And it has a very vertical grip angle, which I enjoy. And OD green, that will be the theme of this rifle. Again, I got an OD green Radian Talon safety. I put these in all of my ARs. I absolutely love them. And the Geissele SDE. Now, unfortunately, YouTube will not let me show building guns on their platform. So, through the magic of video editing, and we are back. So, I have the Type 23 B5 Systems grip installed. This grip feels amazing. This is what I've been should have been putting on all of my ARs all along. The Radian Talon safety, both of these in OD green, and the Geissele SDE trigger, which, oh my god, this is amazing. 2-stage. There's your first stage. And that second stage break is so light and crisp. It's just fantastic. Ambidextrous, of course, just like everything else on this lower. This rifle is going to be really, really nice, and I'm really excited to build it out. I also, of course, had to get some duck sauce. This is Forward Controls EPC, or ejection port cover. Single dimple in OD green. I don't have the upper yet, so we won't be installing this in this episode, but still thought it was cool to show you guys. Just another matching OD green part that will go on the build, just for that little Gucci factor. We've put together the first part of the build. Grip, Geissele trigger, Radian safety, and I'm excited. This is going to be a really fun build. I can't wait to be able to show you guys the finished product, because it's going to be amazing. I'm just really excited about this one. This build is going to be great. I'm going to use all the best parts, or at least the parts that I want. I do have an OD green EOTech on the way already. I've got this Forward Controls EPC already, so already have a couple of upper receiver parts, but I don't have the upper yet. I think I'm going to use the Voltor MUR upper receiver. From everything I could tell, it's a really nice upper, and I think it would look great with this ADM lower. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Tell me what you think about the build so far. Geissele, Radian, B5 Systems, and of course ADM. We're off to a good start. So let me know what you guys think. Tell me down below what parts you would use in your dream build. I would love to hear from you guys, and I do answer every single comment. I've been running Magpul PMags forever, but almost all of my PMags are Gen 2 PMags because they're a little cheaper and they seem to work just fine. But I figure if I'm going to build a true mid-upper tier rifle, might as well get some Gen M3 windowed PMags. So I've got a few of these. In fact, let's see how this looks in the receiver. I like it. Tell me what you guys think down below. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Share this with anyone you know that would be interested in AR build videos. And from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.